1986 Monte Carlo. Friend of a friend fucking got me in touch with. It was sitting in a garage for 4 months. Dude, the dude who I got it from, I don't know, he gifted it to his cousin or something. Told him, get the starter fixed and get the exhaust fixed. He went and bought some 22-inch rims. Starter went out a few months later, and it's been sitting in the garage. And because of that, it's mine now. But I
like that.
No,
buy rims.
I'm getting it shipped down to the Bay, and then I'm gonna drive it down from there down to Dago. It's gonna be appreciated a little bit more down there, I think.
I think so. Sure. I think so.
Yeah, no, but the dude, like the way it's crazy. It's funny how it works because it's like, basically you're just gonna catch onto like with somebody. If a truck has like 1 or 2 open spots or something, they'll take like a little side hustle once. This lady put me on, and it's just 3 hours. She was like, you got to be ready when they're leaving. She's like, you'll be there in 3 hours. I was like, well, it's easy. I'll be here. But
there you go. Yep.
Yeah,
I like that.
Good for me, man. So where you guys? You guys are going down the DMT rabbit hole a little bit more?
DMT rabbit hole. Yep.
Yeah, that's well, I mean, I'm gonna let you guys pick it back off, man. I mean,
tell us about your experience. I haven't ever done it before. I only did ayahuasca once. So I was in DMT.
Yeah, like for me, the game changed, and this was like at a vape pen, which was interesting. It was completely different once I started closing my eyes. Because, first we just start hitting it, you feel the body high, and it's pretty quick, right? I mean, it's a quick experience. 30 seconds, minute. At least for me, like between having to take another hit or not. But once you closed your eyes,
you saw God.
A whole nother world opened back up. See
dragons.
Here comes the train.
And he's back.
Yeah, like I felt. I mean, just like it felt like I was looking inside. Felt like I was living inside of, what do you call it? The kaleidoscope things, where it's all like crazy, trippy. That's probably when I became the Urban Hippie.
There you go.
But yeah, like I didn't like break through or anything. Like I know some people that I've talked to, experience.
They call it the breakthrough.
Breaking through.
Yeah.
When you are.
My barber talked to me about that. He finally did. He was atheist for a long time, and then he did it enough time. He broke through, and he was just like, oh.
Yeah, and it's it's an out of body experience that I didn't get there. But I mean, whatever I was tapped into was real. Right, because it's in my brain.
Yeah.
Right. It was just another dimension. Like even though I didn't break through to that dimension, it was like being on the looking glass. Outside the looking glass. Right.
I take a peek.
So I got to kind of do the drive-through tour.
I gotcha.
If that makes any sense. But yeah, no, I mean, I think it's just it's something that's tough. And you can probably tap into this. Meditation. It's tough to put into words what that is, 'cause I think it means such different things to different people.
Yeah.
For me, it was kind of like seeing God in a sense. Not saying some wizard with a beard in the sky and a magic wand. But like I could tell I tapped into something real, and it was some type of dimension.
Yeah.
And it's just I think it's a state of elevated consciousness. Is what I attained from it. And it's like that what if thing, man. Like, man, like what, like, and then it's like the what is, like, what is this? Like, how do I know? It's like how do I get back here? How do I? Then it's like how do I break through? And I've only tried it the one time. It's probably who knows if I'll try it again.
Right.
So maybe I don't want to break through.
That's real talk.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Yeah.
No, but yeah, no. I mean, for me, it was just a state of higher consciousness. Just like actually, my shroom story. The only time I've done shrooms twice, but the first time I did shrooms was in Hawaii when I visited my buddy, little Lucero. If you remember, the little baseball dude.
Shout out to Luce.
Little Lucci. And he's living in New York now, living his best life.
There you go.
And but no, we just got to Maui. And him and a bunch of friends, he was living out there during his baseball off season. A bunch of friends were going over to Kauai. Kayla. It's the little island with the 4 seasons on it.
Kauai.
Yeah. So we took the little ferry over there. Dope campground. One of the beaches. The beaches is just like it's like you could fit a football field on this beach. It's so big, right?
Wow.
It's like maybe 15 people, guys and girls. We go out there, we're drinking, and they bust out the big bag of shrooms, and I was like dope because I'd always flirted with it right through college. And this is right after college. This is like right after I just got surgery on my knee for my first year overseas. So I was like in rehab mode too. I was like just about to start training again. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go out to Hawaii really quick and see my boy Lucci, and my grandparents are out there. But long story short, when we did the shrooms, I remember being on the at one point we were doing the shrooms and we were down on the beach, fucking around, it just went to nightfall. And I went back to grab something from the campsite, and I was gone for too long, and somebody finally came, and I was sitting at the they found me sitting at the picnic table with a bag of Doritos and a bag of shrooms, and I was just reaching in both.
Oh.
And he's like, bro, I just witnessed you fucking eat 3 caps just running over here trying to stop you. And I just look at him like,
he's a half ounce into blue Cabinzi's or something.
Word?
Damn.
It was just already there. Yeah. And I remember being down on the beach, bro, and it was like straight out of a movie, like all 15 of us just lined up right on the like where the waves kind of come up, so it's like just getting on our legs, but it's right that perfect little spot. And we're just all like single file, just looking at the stars and shit.
It's so gorgeous.
And I just remember this first shooting stars. Oh shit, though. Oh shit, though. Oh shit, dope. And I started looking down, like, is anybody else seeing this? Because this, and then it's just a fucking light show, right? So I just keep fucking looking down this, because I'm at the very end. I just keep looking down this fucking line. Like, are any of you guys fucking seeing this?
Yeah, right. Everybody know what's happening right now.
Everybody just blank stares, right? I'm like, fuck, that sucks.
Kicks back. And
you couldn't pay me to tell you how long I was just it was just that was an out of body experience.
That's rad.
That was the single-handed dopest fucking experience, other than maybe having the birth of my children.
There you go.
Sisters, let's throw that out there.
Yeah. Shout out to the kids.
For the kids, baby. Yeah. But no, that was an out of body experience, man. Because I was seeing comments. Fuck, it was just it was a show, bro. And it was, and beyond that, just the thoughts I was having. Like if you could have like recorded and played the thoughts in my head, I was the smartest man alive. For however long that lasted, because I had some dope ideas.
Single night, and you discovered the answers to the universe.
Well, I answered certain like personal questions that I like would question myself with in that experience that I still remember and carry with me.
That's fire. That's fire.
My tracker is fucking going off.
You good? Shout out to the kids. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, no, it was. Have you ever done shrooms?
I've done a lot of shrooms. I haven't since I was in high school. But when I was in high school, I used to do a lot of blue Cabinzi's, and the shit was wild. Like that shit was fun as fuck because. Nowadays, now I know like it's, what it does to you. Yeah. I just at that point I was just like, this is amazing. But so I would try not to do that as often as then. But when I was younger. In high school, I mean, that was we would go to some parties, whatever, and get it set up right. Even then, I was smart about getting like the environment set up right, whatever else. And I've done some stupid shit with it too, but we have a good time with it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things too, and like smoking the right thing, smoking the right weed with it. You know what I mean? Get a little bit of the hallucinations to pop off a little bit more and all that. I mean, I did acid once when I was younger, and that was a trip, bro. That was like
that's what I've been hearing.
Yeah, that was something. I don't know what today's version of that is. I mean, that was a while ago. Not that I'm that old or anything, but but that was something that like there was so many things that you kind of see and go through whatever else that like you start to realize that, and I was so young I didn't even put as much together how much we're not capable of seeing. Yeah. And then doing shrooms a little bit when I was in high school and shit. It was a trip, but like the way Dee described that just now, like that is. Like we call it about like in the way I call it going all the way. It's the kind of thing going all the way, right? Yeah, like all the way to the highest levels. Because I've been through like just kind of falling through dimensional shit like that before. When I didn't know, kind of breaking through whatever without doing DMT or shrooms, whatever. And I've had some party moments for sure, but like extended periods, like months of being almost feeling like it's the other side. You know what I mean? Like,
see, that's amazing.
And it's wild where it's like you look at like even like because I try to figure out the science of it too. Even though like I'm not going to try to disprove myself or whatever else, but at the same token, I want to figure out like I try to be like a scientist about the shit, even spiritually when I go through. Where I'm like, how can I go back and figure out, what was that? And not just even the thought or whatever. What was the comment or what was the thing that I helped realize in that moment? But also, how can I figure out how to scientifically scientifically recreate that
Yeah.
without having to do a bunch of whatever, right? How can I kind of go through that? And what I realized, it was a lot of this left brain, right brain, hemisync, they call it, your brain, your left and right brain can sync together. Or if you're too far on your left, a lot of our world is left brain right now, you know what I mean?
Oh,
and
really?
if you go to the kind of the right brain, creative, free flowing, no rules type shit, that's a lot of what we kind of tap into, like the oneness experiences, the other dimensions of DMT, a lot of the shroom stuff. That is like a normal, accessible state in a lot of our right brain activity. That's where a lot of activity comes from. And transitioning over there, I felt like I was there for months, even without even doing a bunch of shit. But it's like reality doesn't make a lot of rules over there. And so trying to merge that reality together, you know what I mean, and make that shit coherent. That's where I think, and it's funny. So spiritually speaking, I'll say this shit. This is a conspiracy, I guess, if anything I have, but if you look at our left and right brain, one is left and it's actually conservative on the left side, and then the right side of the brain is progressive, right? And if you look at our America, right, and also the frequencies of the left and right brain are red and blue. And look at America, it's like the brain of humanity, right? Yeah. One's conservative and one's progressive, and there's a blue frequency and a red frequency. And if you merge those together, this is me getting on like a tangent. I'm not even high, everybody, just so you know. So imagine if I get high, I'm gonna tell you some stories. But this is me sober on a Monday afternoon, right? And he's like, I've been his friend. Trust me, this shit gets weird. But I can go deep on breakfast. I don't care about. But if you merge the left and right brain together, right, you can begin to see out the pineal gland, the third eye, right, and that is purple. Those colors together are purple. Which you look at every royal family in society, right, is the purple color of the royal family, right, because it's about seeing from that third eye, that merge into those. And I think that is what we really truly tap into when we're having those experiences, whether it's DMT or shrooms or whatever else, or deep meditative stuff or transcendental meditation, whatever else people are going through, certain extreme yogas or whatever else people can get there. And it's because we can get, like, even sports, like talk about being in a flow state, we can get in that flow state, and they call hypofrontality, which is like removing our perceptual filter. Where we're in flow. Like Michael Jordan, you interview him when he comes to the court, they're like, how'd you do that? I just did, because he did it so long, it became a natural habit of his, like a secondary embodied cognition of him doing it. Now that, I think, when we go into those states where wherever we're doing, where we can start trying to not think about what we're doing while we're doing it, not trying to understand it, but just allow ourselves to experience it, whether it is through shrooms or DMT or sports or meditation, whatever else. When we can get into that true state, that's when we can go all the way. We can go to those experiences, those different frequency, vibrations, dimensions, whatever, because we're not trying to figure out how we did it, when we did it, where we did it. And that is where we can kind of maneuver that. It's when we start to interfere with that state, that we kind of fall off, because we're now going, oh, how did I do that? And then our mind gets going and just kind of takes us out of the fun ride. Just like shrooms, or, if I smoke or drink or do whatever, if I start trying to figure out how I'm feeling high or whatever, I'm going to bug myself out. I'm not even going to enjoy the high. But if I just ride this shit, I'm like, oh, this is a vibe. You know what I mean? And you can enjoy that shit and you're having a good time. You know what I mean?
Right on.
It's a vibe.
It's a vibe. It's a vibe.
It's a vibe.
Going up on a Monday.
There you go.
No, man. No, life's a trip, man. I mean,
It is.
And I think when the more you put yourself out there, the more you're welcoming and embracing a failure, life becomes a little bit more beautiful.
That's real as shit.
That is
really
Quote
does.
that shit. Someone edit the shit out. Quote this shit. Put a meme with his
Trademark
face
it
on
for
it.
me.
That's our Urban Hippie right here.
Yeah, it is.
Big D in this bitch.
Man.
Dropping bombs.
That's fire, bro.
No,
Nothing
I
else
think
real.
we have a dope and touch on let's talk. Oh yeah, we were supposed to talk about it when we first came in here. So this guy, so I wrote I've talked about it on here, but I wrote basically 99 short stories about my life, and some of the life changing memories that last with me. Because I might have CT or I smoke too much weed, but I don't remember a whole lot. But what I do remember is very vivid.
There you go.
But yeah, no, I was gonna call it Metri.Motion. That's just kind of what it always was. I never had a fucking second thought sitting here talking to this guy for fucking 30 seconds because he's gonna help me launch it with 5x5 media and stuff. And I don't know what it is exactly you said, but something about joining the two and really kind of doing them together. And usually, like, right when you said it, it like turned into fact, because in my head I was like, shit. Now I'm referring to my own shit as the Urban Hippie, and which was tying the book to the podcast and naming the book Urban Hippie, which it's crazy that I never even crossed my mind. And then right when you said it, it was like. It was now.
That's dope. That's dope. It was now. That's dope. I love that shit.
So yeah, no, I got the Urban Hippie coming out. So I think that'll be a dope journey. So tell us kind of about the media company you got going, all what you guys do. Yeah. And kind of the services you guys offer with that.
Yeah. So 5x5 Media is like a collection. Like on the website, obviously, I'm like the world's finest. Most, and there's a lot of people that are dope as shit, way better than me, even on so many different aspects, but. it's right now it's a team of like 13 different people, and I have a lot of like affiliates and partnerships as well, and we can handle everything and anything, and I try to like be specific in those things, so we can do social media marketing if it's a small business, a mom and pop shop, $1,000-$1,500 a month kind of plan to help them, 5x their revenue. That's why it's 5x5 media. In 5 months, 5 times whatever you're making. That's kind of our guarantee. If we work with you on a consulting platform on all levels, that's the bigger guarantee. And there's 5 days in the week. There's 5 different platforms to get on. There's a lot of that where that 5 came from. But we do social media marketing. That can be Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Google, all that stuff to be able to grab your clients and turn them into customers on there. We do website design, funnels, sales pages, full websites, all that kind of stuff. Contact. We do app development now as well. So we started getting app development, be able to build people's apps. We just did a custom one for my buddy who does numerology. So then build this whole numerology app to have like the pluses and minuses and balance, imbalance, all these different things on there, just to help him, kind of reach more of an audience as well. And we do book publishing, as a big part of it as well. So there's all these different kind of aspects on there because it was stuff that I wanted to figure out how to do, and like I spent over $50,000 of my own money when I was selling real estate. I was making $250,000 a year, but I would just reinvest that money in to try to learn this shit. It took years of like just spending money and going to masterminds and buying courses and shit to realize most of the shit was the same thing, and I was kind of like, well, that's my education. People pay $50,000 to go to college. That was my thing. Sure. I got to travel and learn a lot of shit. And kind of just learned it. I was like, I wanted to write a book a certain way, and then I wanted to publish it a certain way and do certain things. So I had to figure out how to do that. And then, launching the bestseller and all that kind of stuff, which we have in there, and being able to write and publish and edit and everything. And then, I wanted to learn Facebook advertising. I tried to hire different people to do it, and they all shit the bed. So I was like, fuck it, I'm going to learn it myself, and do it myself and do the whole thing. And then, same with app development. I wanted to do this app, but every quote I was getting was like $100,000, $150,000, $200,000. And I was like, that's wild, and I started looking at it, and I'm crazy. Like, and the thing is, it doesn't mean the value is not there in it, but at the same token, it's like a website. A website, I can sell the same website to you for $2,500 you would for most initial websites, $2,500. That's our thing. That'll probably be that way for a while. But I have other websites that go up to $5,000, $10,000, $20,000. But other people are selling that $2,500 website for $25,000 to someone because someone's willing to pay it, and that's fine. I'm not trying to shit on anybody's dreams or anybody's business. Get your money, do your thing. But when I started realizing, free market, that's totally fine and fair. But when I started realizing, like, here's the amount of, like I look at the 20-20-20, kind of ratio as far as business. If I can have, 20% in my pocket as the owner, right? And that's what I want to make in profits that I want to make in there. 20% go to taxes, 20% go to advertising, right? For my cost, 20%, and then 20% go to development, and 20% go to a referral, if there's any, right? And if I break it up that way, that's how I manage my costs, right? So the biggest project, we can do a $300,000 project, but I'm going to still break it up that way. If it don't make sense for us, I'm not going to charge that little or that much, because that's how I want to structure my business. That's how I want to be treated, right? Yep. Same thing with anyone, we brought on board freelancers or affiliates or whatever else. We do 20% commission on everything because I want everyone to be able to travel and be free and live how I do and learn things. And we share information, we share stuff. If anyone's like, I have someone that's doing ads for us that doesn't know a certain thing, I'll give them like $500,000 in like education I have myself and other people's stuff just to help them learn to be better on it. And doesn't mean they can't use it for other clients either. As long as they take care of our clients, don't try to steal our clients, obviously, but go make your money with everyone, do your thing. Cause that's the kind of market I want to have. I love free market. I love capitalism to such a degree, but I also wanted to make sure that it could have those kind of checks and balances of that freedom we all want to have and keep everything growing. So it's been dope. Like I've been able to track, like helping you, like friends and family as well, with book publishing or launching different programs. And then some clients I get, people bring to me clients or referrals, whatever else. It's like exactly some shit I'm going through or exactly something I'm writing about or exactly whatever. And it's kind of one of those things I tell everybody. Number one was the selfish reason I wanted to have the laptop lifestyle, whatever freedom, because I wanted time and I wanted to be mobile to go to Hawaii. That was a big thing first. And then travel whenever I want and raise my kids that way. And the second reason was I came up from Section 8 welfare, but didn't have a lot of here's a lot of trying to figure it out, and as I got older, because of, whatever that word was you said for thinking I'm smarter than I am. Like I'll use that. I'm going to use that. I know, but I'm not, you were saying it to me, but I'm going to use that shit. Like I start talking because that was, I did, that I think is what gained me the IQ that I have now. You know what I mean? Because I did that and I actually learned how to match that up. Right. Not to insult myself, but I think it's kind of true. I didn't have that innately, available, but because of that, lack of access or power that I felt like I was disenfranchisement of that, media and social media was a one way I could be behind influencing so many genres of life. Like I can be in telecom, I can be in music, I can be in politics, I can be in, books, I can be in whatever else, websites, whatever, currencies, you know what I mean? Like all kinds of different currencies and all kinds of shit like that, have kind of my hands in all the pots without it being my shit, but I can help blow up the shit and the people and the voices and the things and the influences that I feel align with my shit. Right. And then I can be like, boom, here's the quick step process for 10 times less than what you're only going to pay because it's aligned with the shit that I'm doing and what I want to do and what the impact I want to make in life. So
dope, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Pac, what was the Pac quote? It was, I may not change the world, but I'll spark the brain that'll change the world.
That's right. Shout out to Pac.
I think that's what you're doing in a sense too.
Thank you.
And you're doing what you love. You're able to, and like I said, and that's a big thing for me too, just being mobile. And that's, the one reason I've definitely fallen into writing more. And like for me, the writing is therapy. It's therapeutic for me.
1000%.
And I think anytime you're bottling anything, good or bad, you shouldn't do it. And I think Joe Rogan says it's like that's one reason he trains so hard. Is because he's like you can't really be depressed if you have no extra energy to put towards depression. For him,
that's real.
You know what I mean? Like for him, everybody's different. He will push his body to the limit, and Alex, I'm the similar way. Except I do like MMA training now, and for me, it's high cardio type training, which is way different than the football type training I was doing for a decade.
Right.
So I understand. I see what he means. Because some days I'm just so fucking tired and fucking exhausted and drained that I don't have time to feel fucking bad about something.
But so I went to the gym the other day and I said, man, I told the guy that the front of the gym, I said, man, I feel more sore when I don't go to the gym. Like I'll wake up hurt
you do.
when I'm not working out, when I'm not consistently doing it. He goes, yeah, there's like, it's like an atrophy type thing. With the body, if you're used to working out, like I've averaged around 4 miles of a day of walking or running for the last 2.5 years. Yeah. And not like I'm trying to be fucking marathon runner. I just, when I do my calls or whatever else or business things, I'll just get up and walk, walk by the beach or walk whatever. Yep. I'll just get up and move, keep my body in motion, hit the gym a certain amount of times. It's that same analogy, right? You exercise those muscles, that creative ability. Jay-Z said that too. Like if you have a God-given gift or ability, number one, you got to get it out because if you don't, it will destroy you, right? It will, if you implode or explode, if you don't express that creativity that's been given to you. And then number two, like you got to do it until everyone's free. Like give everything you can until everyone's free. And that's kind of like the way I look at it. Like with failure or anything else, I'm like, just because I got something, figure something out and I fail here or I succeed here, whatever else, I got to keep fucking sharing and doing everything I can till the wheels fall off, till I'm in that casket. Because whether it's me or it's you or it's, your kids or my kids or our great grandkids or whatever else, I got to give everything I can for everyone that's here until we're all free. Because if we're all free, none of us, until we're all free, none of us are free. We're all going to be trapped in some other way. So,
Yeah. No, man. It's, there's just so much to learn, and I mean, I've never met anybody that I respected who told me they knew everything.
That's real. That's real.
I don't want you to have all the answers.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
that's so real. That's so real.
Tell us about, kind of the entrepreneurial path and, I mean, what do you feel are what would you be telling young entrepreneurs coming out of college or even not coming out of high school? Because I think you don't need to go to college necessarily anymore. Yeah. But I mean, what would you say the foundation of being an entrepreneur and doing your own, being able to establish your own brand is?
Fail forward. Like fail, like especially when you're younger, fail as much as you can. Like when I was 18, 19, 20, I mean, I think all of us, I'll speak for myself, but I think all of us we're so in our egos. I mean, I still am in my ego most of the days anyways, but we get so in our egos that we're like trying to do the thing, trying to get the girl, trying to get the car, trying to get whatever, trying to ball out. It's like, that's fine. I'm not going to hate on you for doing that. I did that shit. I was in a lack and going to the clubs and do whatever and trying to get with this girl, that girl, whatever else. And there's nothing wrong with that. But like, also fail a lot, like especially with business, entrepreneurship, and personal development, or you're like, it's like training for your sports, whatever else, your body, like with your mind, your emotions, your body, your spirit, your soul, your finances, try and fail and try and fail and try and fail. Like I think this, like these three businesses that I have under this one business right now, if you take those away and like the two others that have pretty much been successful, like to a degree to most people probably, but not almost myself, like 7 or 8 other businesses I've had have failed miserably. I mean, like miserably, some like small, never got off the ground, but some huge failures, and I wasn't intentional about it. Yeah. Had I been intentional, that could have cut off 10 years. Yeah. That could have been, I could have been a multi-billionaire by the time I was 25 if I had just thought that through and been happier and more well-being, of my spirit, my soul. Yeah. So try and fail. I mean, you have literally nothing to lose right then. Even if like if you're going to be homeless, you're going to be whatever at 19 or 20, that's the best time. Your prime time. You can bounce back. Yep. You can eat whatever, do whatever. You know what I mean? And I know Gary Vaynerchuk's probably talked about this a lot on there. Like, if you're in that right out of high school, right out of college, whatever it is, just get out and try shit. Learn whatever you can. You have every information. You have every course. You can YouTube damn near everything. Like probably every course I tell people, if you don't want to buy it from me, I give you instructions. It's all laid out. But you could probably YouTube or Google everything I do. My entire business, you could probably Google and put together stitch by stitch if you really wanted to. Everything I'm saying, you could probably study somewhere. You could probably write it yourself, learn it yourself, do it yourself. There's not a damn human on this planet that doesn't have like the strong arm or like the grip on all the information, all the whatever, all the knowledge, all the wisdom. And that's what's so beautiful. And people have died to try to get this to this point. You know what I mean? So I think just go out and try it, fail. Yeah. And again, I know this whole follow your passion, purpose thing, millennials thing, like I'm all about that life, but like work your ass off to do so. Like that's the mesh. We all like the, like we're like, someone told me I'm like the oldest of the millennial generation, right? Like it's a cutoff. It's like right on this year, right?
Yeah.
And I hate it for a long time. Then I started embracing it because we're like this mix of the older generation of like work ethic and the younger, like I can do anything. I can fucking fly. Like every 20 something now, especially in Seattle, like they're all vaping, judging me for smoking. And like, you think you can fly and not work for it. You know what I mean? I'm like, you got to put that effort in. There's geniuses everywhere. Everywhere I turn, there's so many brilliant kids and people and especially like, you know, the younger generation and everything else. And it's like, if I look at that and you put some effort in and you put in that like ego aside, put that bullshit aside and put your success at 5 or 10 years out and just try and fail and be smart about it, learn and iterate and adapt, right? That's why I say fail forward. You fucking have everything. You can create anything and do anything. And then the last thing I would say is realize that every single thing in your life that you're giving power to is from you giving power to it. So you're the source of everything you're trying to create and everything you're giving power to, everything you want to be is just something you're seeing within you. So when you acknowledge that, everything else becomes easier.
That's dope. I like that. That's fucking beautiful said.
That's amazing right there. I like that.
Cha-ching.
Cha-ching. Fire. Man, that is, and it's absolutely true as well. Yeah. I mean, and then embrace your failures. Yeah, embraced. I think Kendrick has a verse. He's like, I don't see failure no more. I see love in that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't resonate with the concept of love and hate. Perspective is less effective and rather fake.
Yep.
That's one of my favorite lines.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. I love that too. Yeah. And that's kind of like, you know, if you haven't failed, I'm kind of scared of you.
Yeah. Like that's like there's a lot of this generation I've seen. Like I go out to the bars or clubs or whatever, the younger kids or whatever, and I'm not trying to rag on everyone younger because I was there once too, and maybe I was probably the same way. I don't know, but I see them like walking like. There's people talking shit to strangers and shit where I'm like, you haven't been knocked out yet, have you? You know what I mean? Like kids out here popping off. I'm like, you haven't got clocked and slept because you get hit right. You were sleeping for a good minute. And until that happens, you shouldn't pop off because you do not know what you're asking for. Yeah. And you're absolutely right. Yeah. I'm more afraid of them because they'll do some wild shit because they don't know the consequence of what's going to happen. And that's a small example. You talk about slapping someone, hit someone. That's a small example. There's some shit you can do and you aren't ever waking up from if you do it to the right people. Even if you say the right thing, the wrong thing to the right people, you're not coming back. You ain't going to tweet about it or post on Facebook. It's gone. And kids today don't realize that. There's so much of a shelter of like, I can do anything. And so I'm like, no, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't. So yeah. Not Debbie down to the opposite of what I just said, but I'm just saying like, yeah, you're absolutely right. You got to fail. Yeah. And own your story to that. Like own your story. Own your story. Like there's one of my clients, we talked about working together the last 6 months. Went through some really tragic shit. And like, I've gone through what I felt like was tragic shit, like shame and guilt and what I felt like was everyone could see it, you know? Yeah. And whether they could or not, I never actually literally knew. It was more of like, that's how I felt. I felt like my shame and my guilt was a badge I was wearing on my body that everyone in the world could see, social media, everything. And this like, it was almost like I couldn't help, to process it, but out loud. And that was how I felt, but that wasn't actually a proven fact. I didn't find any evidence of that being true, right? That was just how I felt. He actually had it happen on social media. I mean, millions and millions and millions of people found out about what happened with him and his family, his other thing, and posted and shared and ragged. And I mean, just the most evil, vile shit ever. He wasn't even a famous person, right? But it went everywhere, right?
Wow.
And to have him sit and talk to me, I was like, bro, that was like what I was fearing was happening. And you actually experienced it. And he was like, and what do I do? I want to write a book. I want to change, do something different, but I don't know what to do. And he goes, should I even talk about it? Should I not? I said, own the fucking story. And that's easier said than done. But like that's what I try to do with my life to whatever degree I can. But that is a hard thing for him to go through. I mean, prison and different things, all these different things from like multiple seven figures. And then boom, like getting treated like the scum of the earth because they don't give a fuck who you are. When you're in prison, they don't care who you are, where you're from. So I was like, own that story though. Tell that truth. Tell the truth of your side. Don't write off what you did or didn't do. Don't justify whatever, but own the story and get out in front of it. And if you fail forward, you can go, okay, I fucked up. Now, how can I move forward with this? And that's, I think, a lot of like that responsibility of that is what's hard for a lot of people to do because they're like, well, what if I want to fuck up again? It's like, well, be okay with that. Just acknowledge. And I think that comes back to that whole thing, like knowledge of self, you know what I mean? Like knowing who you are, knowing what you are, and you stop doing that judgment within ourselves, like that Kendrick verse, you know what I mean? Like that concept of love and hate, like these kind of dualistic reality we were born into and raised in, you let go of a lot of judgment, all of a sudden you can be free to be able to move forward. And own a lot of your shit, own a lot of your story, and build a business around it. And know there's probably someone that can benefit from the business or the thing or whatever you create from owning that shit and just moving forward with it,